You see the size difference? All right, so how y'all doing? Back with another episode of What the Fuck Is He Doing Today? So yeah, my exhaust came in for this bike, which is a bit unfortunate because this bike don't want to start. So if you seen my last episode, then you already know something had happened with this one. With that being said, already looking into a solution, so don't even worry about that. This was gonna be down for a minute until I get that resolved, but realistically, I'm just glad to know that I got exhaust for it. Now I'm actually getting ready to go get the O2 bung welded onto this one and get the header fitted, because at the head itself, that's my only issue right now. It's still a little bit cocked, if you can see in there, if it'll focus. Yeah, so I'm trying to get that in there flush. So about to go get that taken care of, get the O2 put on. Realistically, for the O2, I'm gonna put it right here. I kind of want it in line with the brace, so then that way, I don't know, it just flow realistically. But anyway, if I'm not mistaken, that should be somewhere about a foot, because if I'm not mistaken, you want 12 inches out of the head to where the O2 sensor reads from. So yeah, somewhere in that area basically. And then yeah, I'll come back and actually get the tuning it. As soon as it's done though, I'm gonna go for a little ride just to see what's going on with it. And yeah, I'm actually about to pop the plastic off so I can actually route the plug, so then that way while I'm there, only thing I have to do is actually just plug it in. That's it. I could just route the cable real quick and plug it in and then be on my way. Yeah, so this one though, this one, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that engine. I might crack it open, I might not, but realistically, I'm already looking at another engine for this bike. I knew I wasn't gonna like this engine off rip. I already knew that. So yeah, let me do what I'm about to do with this one, and yeah, head out. So yeah, probably the next part of the video y'all see was gonna be me at the shop. So yeah. All right, so update. I ended up not going to the shop because I've been trying to figure out this rear brake setup. Now my rotor came in, it fits, as you can see, it's on there, the wheel is on the ground, cool, but there's one thing. It's caliper bracket. Now I've already kind of fucked it up, that and the rotor, because of this, right? So because it's on a pivot, what ended up happening was when I hit the brake, when you hit the brake, it rotates it forward, right? So it would be rotating it to the left, which would rotate it down. So the caliper bracket is going this way, and this is going this way. So it's like that's happening. So once that happened, it slipped out and it kind of looped over and it locked up. So yeah, caliper did end up hitting the rotor. Anyway, spacing, trying to figure out the bracket right now. Now I did kind of come up with something. I'm still in the middle of doing some fabbing, but basically that center hole right there, that's where that axle used to go through. So this mounts it to the actual swing arm itself, right? Then I got this bolt, which is going to hold it in there, and then this is just going to hold inside of that. So yeah, I just got to cut a line out of that, and then yeah, I got a new bracket. But yeah, let me finish working. All right, so came up with my own bracket. Right now, with that being said, I actually need to just go to my friend's house, because that bolt right there, I just need to shave flush. I shave that flush, I'll be perfectly fine. But basically, I have that bolt in the holder, the original holder on the swing arm, to prevent it from going up or down, right? That is the one that's actually having it mounted, and then that's where the actual bracket is being held onto. So I will definitely say I only The only thing I did was I just went up and down the fucking parking lot real quick, but braking power definitely definitely feels way better. Definitely worth it. It was a headache to do everything that I did today, nonetheless. But as long as you got some type of ingenuity and just random stuff just around, you can get it done too. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna actually say that this upgrade on a 1 to 10 scale, I'm gonna say this one's more of a 6, maybe 7. You gotta have some type of equipment. It took me a minute to do what I did, only because I don't have the right equipment. If I did have the right equipment, then it would have made it way quicker. But yeah, doing everything by hand, yeah. So imagine that. I got this cut by hand. Got that cut by hand, and yeah, I was trying to file that down. I got it filed down a lot from what it was. But yeah, it's down enough to where I can just shoot to my friend crib. He's only like 5 minutes up the street from me, so yeah. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is realistically, I'm gonna send back one of these calipers, and the only reason why, oh no, I'm not gonna send back. I'm gonna switch this caliper. My bad. I'm gonna end up switching that one, and then I'm just gonna have to paint this black. But I mean, hey, look. Now I just need to upgrade the front. Braking is definitely way better with the 4-pot. Way fucking better. Oh my god. Even though it's a small caliper, it has 4 pistons in it, and those 4 pistons do their fucking job. So yeah, I'm actually happy. Yeah, I'm about to go shoot over to his crib and get that cut. I might actually update y'all when I get over there. I don't even have to take anything off. It's literally just this one bolt. Take that off, and then yeah, rotate that, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, let me head over there. All right, so see what happens when you don't give up. You figured it out. You know what I'm saying? You get shit figured out. So basically, I changed the bolt. Now the bolt that I have in there right now, it basically shouldn't move at all in that gap. I used a couple of washers, and I got them flush, so that way it forms like not a D, but like an oval, something like this, but on both sides it's like that. So yeah, so then that way it's captured in there, so it shouldn't go like that. But yeah, one thing I am gonna have to do, only just for comfortability, is shave that down, so that way I can actually push this all the way in. I do that, I can put a bolt on it, and then I can keep this locked. So that's the only thing I'm actually gonna need to go get that cutoff wheel for, realistically. Other than that though, nah, I mean, it's solid. Like I said, the brake feel on this one is so much better than the stock. What was that, a 1 piston? Yeah, single piston in the rear, and then dual piston up front. But yeah, so now I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do about the front, because now I got a 220 in the rear. It's still a stock 220 in the front, which I was realistically just gonna keep that size, just a different rotor and different caliper. But yeah, I'm actually about to go for a little ridey ride. And see how it feels. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the results for the day though. Only thing I'm gonna have to do for this, and that's gonna be another thing. So I'm gonna have to get a flathead bolt to actually put in there, so then that way I could rotate it, because the bolts that I have, they all have fat heads on them, so the rotor does hit them. So yeah, before I actually do that, I should go actually no, I can cut it. I can still cut it, so then I can figure out how far in it's gonna be, and then yeah, I just need to figure out the bolt. Basically, the whole thing with this was spacing. That was the whole thing with this. So over here, I had to add a spacer. Over here, I put a washer in between, and then there's a spacer that actually holds this towards the rotor. Actually, no, it pushes it towards the forks. Then I got two axle nuts that I actually drilled out with another washer in between, so then that way I can get the axle to go through. And that gave me the spacing that I needed. But I used the axle nuts because I needed something to actually push the caliper towards the wheel. So the washer that's on this side is pushing it towards the axle, and towards the swing arm, and the head on the the shoulder on the nut is pushing it towards the wheel. So it has it sandwiched like that. But yeah, spacing, very important. Very important, because yeah, there was one point where the wheel was actually off to the left because I didn't have the spacing right. Now I know y'all probably looking at this like, yeah, that's cocked. Yeah, no, that's actually that. I was looking at it. That came like that from the factory. And you can tell by the welds. The gap that's actually right here, you can actually see. This is shorter than this side. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I got that figured out. Like I said, the only thing I'm thinking about is changing that caliper so it don't look ugly, realistically. I gotta order lines. My master cylinders came in, I just didn't install them yet. But yeah, and I'm gonna have to get some more brake fluid, because while I was bleeding the back, I only used my 600. I didn't use my 660 because I don't have much 660, and I would rather just do a complete flush on the system with the 660. So yeah, there's that. On that note though, I am contemplating on going to his house tonight. If I go to his house, I'll give y'all an update. If not, I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, so rear brake is finally done. Only thing I have to actually do is just take the bracket off and spray paint that. Yeah, just make that black. But yeah, it works out. Now what I ended up doing was I ended up grinding the head of that bolt as shallow as I could get it to where I could still get a wrench on it. Which with this, I actually have to, I'm gonna have to make me a set of wrenches specifically for this, because I have to actually loosen that up so I can slide it, so I can rotate it, if anything, because otherwise I can't really well, no, I can't even say that. No. So if I take that out, yeah, I should be able to still service the back. I don't know. I'll figure that out when time comes to reservice the back. But yeah, so I got a couple washers in there on top of the bolt that I ended up grinding flat. If that's gonna show up on camera. So then yeah, that way it doesn't pivot either way, right? And then I had to put a couple spacers in between here just to make up for the difference of everything. Now, rear brake upgrade, definitely worth it, because now I can actually slide this bitch, and it's sliding pretty good. The tire locks up just like I want it to. So yeah, 220 in the rear, definitely worth it. Even if you go with a 190, it's definitely worth it over the stock, because this rotor's tiny. Let me actually show you the KP Mini rotor off of the bike with a Grom rear rotor. So what you have on top is the KP Mini rotor. You see that size difference? And mind you, the one that's on the bottom is a 190. Let me actually show you this compared to the 212 that I have on it. I meant to say 220, but you see the size difference? You see the size difference in a rotor? Mind you, the one that's on top is the KP Mini rear rotor, the stock rear rotor. The one that's under it is the stock rear rotor for a Grom /Grom clone. It's a 190 millimeter. And then the one that's on the bottom is a stock front Grom /Grom clone rotor, which is a 220, which is what I put on the rear. So now I got 220 up front, 220 in the rear, but I got also a 4-piston caliper back here. So braking power, definitely gonna be so much fucking better. So much fucking better. I'm just saying, y'all see the size difference. So like I said, if you're gonna upgrade the brakes, it don't matter if you go with a 190 or 220, just upgrade the rear brake. Because it's definitely too fucking small for this bike. Even with the 150. Like, why would y'all put this on a 150 when the 125 is coming with a 190? It doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. I guess I'm about to get ready to go for a little ride. Oh yeah, let me show y'all something else. The original foot peg location on the KP Mini, right? Mine. So I have officially cut off the front pegs, the original foot pegs. So now I'm just rear set only. Now things are gonna be fun with this because I done got comfortable with the rear set anyway. So yeah, definitely gonna have some fun with this damn thing. Now I have to be careful with my braking because obviously when I'm hitting the brake, I'm actually rubbing it against the muffler, which I still need to go get that done. It's not gonna happen today. It's a little bit too late in the day, but just looking it over, make sure everything's still together. Still just got to get that done so I could finish tuning it. But yeah, for the most part, it's almost there. 70% throttle I can go up to with no problem, and then after that it's just bing 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 bing. All right, coming together though, coming together. Still trying to figure out the front wheel too, because realistically I might swap to that Grom front wheel with the white wall on it, and I'm gonna just grind out the spots for the speed sensor to actually sit into. That's what I'm thinking with that. I don't know. As a just for now solution. Still gonna need tires for it too. Especially with how I'm about to be riding, it definitely gonna need some tires. So yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm about to go for a ride.